Alright, welcome back, guys. To finish up this chapter on unit conversion, there was one last problem that I wanted to work from your homework. So if you're watching this and have already done the homework problem, you'll know why I'm probably working it. Students tend to have a really difficult time with this one. So let's go ahead and read it. It says the monthly rent of a 50 square meter apartment in Monte Carlo, Monaco is 1,000 euros. Okay, so this is this is in Europe, essentially, guys, and so things are measured in using the metric system. And then furthermore, the currency is the euro, not the US dollar. Okay, so we're trying to see which apartment is actually cheaper, and the only way you can do that is to compare apples with apples and oranges with oranges. We can't compare an apartment's area or size measured in square meters and also measured in square feet. We're going to have to convert one to the other unit, and furthermore, we're going to have to convert euros to dollars or dollars to euros before we can actually make any sort of comparison. This is essentially a unit price problem. Okay, we want to find the unit price, or in other words, if you look down here at the problem, we want to know the area in square feet for both apartments. Well, one is already given in square feet. So we're going to have to convert the apartment in Monte Carlo from 50 square meters to square feet. And then we also want to know the price per square foot, which means we're going to need to convert these 1,000 euros into dollars, okay? Dollars per square foot. Alright, so got my paper pulled up here. So I'm going to start with Monte Carlo. Actually, both of these, both the square meters and the euros, are going to have to get converted to square feet and dollars, respectively. Okay, so I'm going to start with the 50 square meters. Alright, I'll go ahead and put this over 1, and I'm going to need a conversion factor. Now, if you are using the chart in here, it doesn't actually go from square meters to square yards, or from square meters to square feet. You would actually have to, you'd first have to figure out how many, it tells here how many feet are in a square meter, and you would have to convert that from square meters to square feet, knowing that there are 3.28 square feet in each meter. In other words, guys, you would have to square this. Okay, but what I would suggest you do is maybe just do a Google search. That'll probably save you a step. You can type in here, square meters to square feet, and it's going to be around 10. Actually, it just pops up right here. Okay, we'll go with 10.76. 1 square meter is equal to 10.76 square feet. Alright. So 10.76 square feet is equal to 1 square meter. And notice, I put the square meter down here because I want those to cancel and divide out. So I will cancel those. And so now, if I multiply straight across, my unit will be square feet. So I'll say 50 times 10.7, 10.76. This is going to give me 538 square feet. Okay, so that's the size of the apartment in Monte Carlo in square feet. So you can see it's actually bigger than the apartment in Santa Fe. Now we need to convert the cost in euros to dollars. Okay, so I'm going to start with, I've got 1,000 euros and I need another conversion factor. So now I am going to look at my chart. Whoops. Where is it? Okay, that's the second one here, the exchange rate. And let's see, you got to remember how to read this. So we're looking right here. It's this many dollars per 1 euro. Okay, so it's like one of these foreign units to this many dollars. Okay, so if I'm looking right here, it's going to be 1 euro is equal to 1.225 US dollars. So I'm going to write that down. 1 euro is equal to 1.225 US dollars. And the dollar sign denotes that this is US dollars. Sometimes people will write USD after this amount without the dollar sign, and that denotes that it's US dollars, because there are other dollars like Canadian dollars, and people will put CAD for Canadian dollars. But anyway, I want my euros to cancel, so I put the 1 euro on the bottom and my $1.22.225 on top. And guys, I multiply straight across. My euros are going to divide out. And we're going to end up with dollars. And because I'm multiplying by 1,000, we'll talk about this later, well, in the next chapter, chapter 3. 1,000 is the same as 10 to the third power. It has 3 zeros. So I can simply just move the decimal right here to the right 3 places. So it would be 1,225, okay? So for Monte Carlo, it's a 538 square foot apartment, and the cost is $1,225. And then over here in Santa Fe, it's a 350 square foot apartment, and the cost is $700. So we have converted everything to square feet and dollars, so now we can actually compare the 2 apartments. So if we look back at our question, it's asking me for dollars per square foot. Okay, so what I need to do is take the number of dollars, or the price, for each of these apartments and divide it by the number of square feet. And this will give me the unit price. And that's how you compare the price of like a home or an apartment, etc. That's how you can tell, which one's actually cheaper per area. So let me get my calculator again. Okay, so 1,225 divided by 538 square feet. And this is going to be, I'm going to round to the nearest cent, which is the hundredths place, so this would be 2.28, or in other words, $2.28 per square foot. That's for Monte Carlo. Okay? Now for Santa Fe, we'll take its price, which is $700, and its area, or square footage. And let's see what this gives us. So it's a 700 square foot apartment. No, I said that wrong. It's $700 for 350 square feet. So I think this can come out to exactly 2. This would be $2 per square foot. Okay. All right, so looking at these, you can clearly see the apartment in Santa Fe is actually cheaper per square foot. Okay. Now we need to actually enter this data. So the Monte Carlo apartment costs, it was $2, and I'll put in here 0.28. And then the one in Santa Fe is just $2 even per square foot. Therefore, the apartment in Santa Fe is less expensive. And you can see here too that it says you want to round to the nearest cent. Okay? So if we check our answer, we'll get it correct. So really you just got two conversions going on, and then you essentially are finding the unit price for each of these two apartments before you can compare them. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I'll do one more for you guys. I saw another one earlier. Let me do this one because a student in class today was asking me about this. It says if your car gets 27 miles per gallon, how much is it going to cost to drive 420 miles when gasoline costs $2.50 per gallon? Well, what we need to do here is we're going to be driving 420 miles. So we essentially have two conversion factors. We've got this one here. This equates the number of miles to gallons because it says per right here. And then we've got this one. This allows us to equate the number of dollars per gallon. Okay. So I'm going to start with 420 miles. And then I'm going to convert that to gallons, and then I'm going to convert the gallons to dollars with this last conversion factor. Okay, so I guess I'll do it down here. So it's 420 miles that we're driving. I'll put that over 1 times, and I believe it was 27 miles per gallon. Okay. I got to be careful here. I want to put the 27 miles on bottom, and I want to put the 1 gallon on top because I want my miles to cancel. To do that, now I can keep going before I calculate anything. Because what this will do is, if I did all this, it'll tell me the number of gallons that I'm going to need to drive 420 miles. So my last step is I need to figure out how much that number of gallons is going to cost me. So here I'll look back. This says that each gallon is equal to $2.50. So that essentially is my last conversion factor. And I want to keep the gallons on bottom. So 1 gallon is $2.50. So you can see the gallons divide out. And well, we're just going to have to, let's see, in the denominator though, guys, we're just going to get 27. We are going to have dollars in the numerator, 27 in the denominator. And then we need to see what 420 times 250 is. And it is 1,050. Finally, I need to do the division. So the 1,050 divided by 27. And this will give me, let's see, I'm going to round this to the nearest cent again. So this 8 will become a 9. So $38.89. That's how much it's going to cost us. So the cost is $39.89. And again, you know, it says round to the nearest cent right here. Oops, I read it incorrect. I think it was $38, wasn't it? Let me try this. Yeah, just typed in the wrong number. So anyway, guys, I think those two are maybe probably the toughest ones in this section. So I hope that helps you out a little bit if either of those were not making any sense. Anyway, in the next video we'll be starting, we just cover one section in chapter 3, it's 3b, and it's on using scientific notation. Okay, so I'll see you in that video.